Okay, so in this little video, I'm going to talk about my cycle of peptide therapy, which I just started 2 days ago. So, um, actually, I started yesterday. Today's my second day. And so I started BPC 157, body protection compound. And my plan with that is to do 2 month cycle just to see my muscle effect gain or my muscle gain effect. um, got prescribed by the doctor. Well, prescribed, strong word. But got I'm doing the capsules, not the injection. And the dosage is a little bit lower than the injection. I forget what it was, but the injection is higher, and the injections are much more potent, right? Because you inject it directly into your bloodstream. So doing BPC 157 primarily for muscle growth, really. I'm just kind of curious to see how or what it does. I am not doing steroids. Fuck that. And I'm looking for like a kind of like an in between. Like you have steroids on extreme, you have I guess creatine on the other extreme, if you will. And so peptide therapy seems to be like a good almost middle ground. Maybe more leaning towards creatine, but we're gonna see how that goes. And so I'm gonna do 2 months worth of peptide therapy, and then after that, if it goes well, because if you capsules, it takes longer to see the effects versus injections. I either do injections of BPC or I start a different peptide. I might start CJC 1295 slash I think it's called ipamorelin. I think is what it's called. I'm gonna try that because I've seen a lot of people raving about that one on YouTube and videos and whatever. So if BPC doesn't really work, I'm gonna try CJC, but they both do the same thing. They both simulate human growth hormone release, and so along with other things, like better sleep, better cognitive function, whole, etc. But for those who don't know what peptide therapy is, essentially you're taking synthetic peptides, which are just, peptides are just a string of amino acids. So like the foods you eat, like the proteins you eat, the very, very small molecules are called amino acids, and the peptide is just, several up to 100, I believe is the definition. Several of those amino acids linked together in the chain. And they're smaller than proteins, but proteins are also made up of amino acids. So we're going to see how that goes, and it should be interesting. Like I said, I started yesterday. I've taken 3 pills so far. My 4th pill should be right about now after this video ends. So I'm going to do that right after. But I've been in the gym for about 3.5 years now. I'm at a body weight of about 200, this is post-vacation, so 204 pounds, which is 4 pounds lower than when I started vacation. Body fat percentage is pretty high. The scans I do are probably inaccurate, but like visually, I guess if you want to see, visually, I'm maybe about 6-pack, can't really see, but visually maybe like 18% or something like that. Since 3.5 years ago, I was maybe like 160, 170 pounds at 6 foot, 6'1". So assuming fat as well, I put on maybe like 44 pounds in the past 3.5 years, which is not bad actually. Most of that being fat, obviously, maybe like 10 pounds of fat, but so like 30 pounds of muscle, maybe. I was considering doing a DEXA scan, but those are kind of expensive. But yeah, we're gonna see how the peptide therapy goes, and so I guess I'll keep making I'll make update videos, maybe not frequent because it does take a while to kick in. But maybe like in a month or so, we're gonna see. I mean, this is post vacation, so like my weights on the lifts are a little bit lower because I've taken like a 10-11 day break. And so my lifts are gonna be lower, but once I'm back to baseline where I was before vacation, I'm gonna see if this is even doing anything. If it is, fantastic. I'll be ripped for my Miami trip next year. But if not, we'll switch over to CJC, Apple Moreland, and see how that goes. So, but yeah, that is the video for today. So yeah, I'll keep myself updated. So yeah, peace.